Hey channel, Fernando from SkyFi Audio, going over this month's new arrivals for you here at our shop in Glen Rock, New Jersey. So in the last 30 days we got quite a bit of new inventory, and I thought I'd do a quick video to share what has come and gone since. So first and foremost, up front here is the Wilson Sophia speakers. Generation 1 didn't really require much work from us to get them up and running. Just give them a good cleaning, tested all the drivers, and they're ready to head out to the new owner. This Thorns Td126 Mk3, this came and already sold, so that's actually going to ship out in a few days. We're waiting for the client supplied cartridge to go with it. Great turntable, the Thorns 126, semi-automatic turntable in a great vintage look. And a great performer for the price. I think there's going to get a Sumiko cartridge fitted on it. Moving over this way, B&W 803s. These are already listed on our website. Nautilus 803, so the original Nautilus speaker that we love. Much better tweeted than some of the later generation stuff if you're into vintage audio. Let's see, everything else we've seen here, well, maybe not. These Past Labs 60.8 monoblock, 60 watts, Class A monoblock. Obviously they come in a pair, that's one. Next one is here. Great performers from Past Labs. If you're into a sort of low-powered Class A amplifiers, it doesn't really get much better than that. Oh, here on the rack, a vacuum tube preamplifier from Audio Research, the Reference 3. Old tubes, line stage, great performer, and sitting next to it and a great match to the Past Lab 60.8s is this XP22. It's a dual chassis line stage as well. I don't believe it has a phono section in it, but a flagship preamplifier from Past Labs. That's already up on our website. Let's see, these Wilson puppies are heading out. A new buyer in New York, so they're getting crated up. Look at this great zebra wood finish on them. It's the first time we've seen that. A beautiful speaker, studio monitor. It was designed as a studio monitor, but this is often sold with the matching puppies, which are the woofer sections. Here on clothed in black, we've got the Magnapan 3.7 speakers, super clean set. These haven't been processed or tested yet, but we're hoping to get a good pair. A lot of Magnapans have issues and they're often abused, so about 50% of the ones we come across have rattling issues, but these look like to be in fine shape, but we'll know more in a couple of days. So if you're interested in these, keep an eye on our website. Let's see, some active projects. I've got these original Teal CS3s, I believe. They're waiting for new tweeters. Let me keep panning over. JL Audio Fathom subwoofer. This thing is a beast. It was quite an endeavor to get that out of the car, but great subwoofer from JL Audio. Let's go to Bay 2, see what's cooking here. Our Jbl speakers are still here. These are not for sale, so or at least not yet. We're enjoying them just too much. We've got MC30s on them right now, some restored vintage MC30 monoblocks. Let's see, these are cool. These are Cello Audio Stradivar, Grand Stradivari speakers. They're not as tall as it seems. They are on some pallets or wheel dollies, but these are pretty impressive speakers. They're bi-wired sets running, which tends to be about 10 mid-ranges and 10 tweeters as well. So these are line arrays, wonderful for a big room. They're able to project pretty far and deep into the room. So if you've got a large room, this is a really neat speaker from the 1990s. Probably cost a fortune back then, and they're a great value in today's standards. So they were getting some touch-ups and some cabinet work. I think they're pretty well ready at this point to be listed. They came out beautiful. So it's a rare wood finish that we've always seen them in painted. Here's a close-up of the tag. Stradivari Grand Master, handcrafted in the USA by Cello. So Cello is the company that Mark Levinson formed after he left or sold Mark Levinson. And here you can see the connections. This is a bit crazy. So there's a duplicate number of arrays in the front, or speakers in the front. So this powers half of the drivers, and this powers the second half of the drivers. So woofer, mid-range, and tweeter. And again, woofer, mid-range, and tweeter. So it's a really neat way of wiring the speaker up. To do it properly, it takes around 4 channels of amplification, and 8 if you really have enough channels, if you really wanted to go crazy. So those are the cellos. Let's see, in Bay 3, that's the cello reference system that is sold. We're just breaking it in. We did some repairs to the amplifiers, and they're cooking and running them long-term reliability testing before they get shipped out. This is a wonderful system from Cello. Those are 2 palette equalizers. You wouldn't buy 2, obviously. So the system, as we've sold it, is comprised of the speakers, the 4 monoblocks, the cello preamp, the cello equalizer, and the matching preamp, which is on my test bench right now. Let's see, moving over this way. This is a superb named system that we've assembled. This is available to our public as a complete system. We're not separating this one just yet. See some full caliber Utopias getting packed up. Found a new home for. On our test bench, our turntable test bench, we've got a Thorns Td124, which has been restored. It's waiting for the client's tone arm. Beautiful zebra wood finish. It's a mahogany, I believe it's a mahogany finish. And venerable Td124 fully restored drive. Just waiting for the tone arm and the cartridge. Moving over this way, there's some Nakamichis that we recently did a video on. We've got a 202, a 505, and a Dragon, all restored and waiting for new clients. Let's look at our island here. Some new arrivals here include this Mark Levinson number 27.5 amplifier, but the mintiest 27.5 that I've ever seen. Not a scratch in sight. Absolutely pristine. This hasn't been tested yet, so we don't know what it's done electronically yet. Came to us as a complete system, including this 3326S preamplifier from Mark Levinson, line stage, and a Moon CD player. Not tested yet. Moving this way, we've got a second continuing caliber and turntable, which we are sorting out before we go to market with it. The first one sold rather quickly, went to a lucky new owner in California. This is the second one we've had in the shop. This is the pump box, where you see the various devices to maintain vacuum and to pull down the record into the platter and flatten it out. So we're going over the system now, making sure that it's pulling the right pressure. This is the power supply for it. We've installed brand new batteries in it, and we're testing as it is right now before it goes into the turntable, which I have in the other shop. So this is part of a 3-piece turntable, the platter drive, and then the pump box, and then the power supply. So keep an eye out for that. And if you want to understand more about this, if you look at our website, you'll probably find, if you search on the Continuum caliber, and you'll see the one that we've already found the home for. Circle back. A couple project turntables here. One of my favorites is this Lin Lp12. I love taking LP12s and sort of maxing them out. And I usually start with a much better looking plinth. Look at this absolute work of art here. Looks to be a maple with finger joints and little accents in the corners. Look at the quality of the hardwood for the mounting and stuff. So this is the donor table. It will go into this drive. We'll install an external power supply, retire this old power supply in here. And then we'll probably put some form of a tone arm. Certainly not a basic, maybe this ETOC, but we've got much better choices even beyond that. I've got some SMEs storage here. Some other cools. I've got some Avis, a Premier, a Morch, UP4. So I'm not quite sure yet what's going to go on this turntable, but it's going to be a sweet piece when it's done. And then another pet project of mine here, I love the Gerard 401. It's actually like it better than the 301. This particular platter has been powder coated and completely restored. And I just took delivery of this plinth from the UK. Dark mahogany with a really cool chrome accent on it. And I'm pretty sure this is going to get this Dynavector 505. I've been saving this 505 for this turntable. Might have to rework the mounting on it a bit. It's just no big deal. We've got all the tools and materials we need to just make about any sort of mount needed to fit this. So this is going to be a pretty stunning looking piece when it's all said and done. The 401. Probably take another month though. So if you're interested in this project, drop us a note. We'll put you on the list. Moving to the right, Basis exclusive. This is SR Audio. This is a phono preamp, which is battery powered. We've ordered a brand new bank of batteries for it. Looks about 6 12-volt batteries. We want to ensure that the new owner has absolutely trouble-free lifespan with this great phono preamp. So we, like we always do, we'll install brand new battery packs and then go through the rest of the unit. Let's take a look at the inside because this is always pretty impressive. Look at this work of art. ASR Basis. Capacitor banks for a phono preamp. Is that crazy? And here are all the settings for moving coil, moving magnet adjustments. Left channel, right channel. So this is the phono section, and below it is the battery bank, which will run this from DC batteries in order to isolate it from the electrical grid and all the noise and crap that comes from it. Let's see. I think that about covers. Oh, let's look at the workbench, see what's on there. This is my bench here. I'm embarrassed to say this cello is still sitting here. This master power supply has been restored, but I've got an issue with one of the channels on the preamp, so that's being worked on right now. And then, so the drivers from the teals that are being restored, the tweeters, getting new diaphragms, and not much else. Here's Ben's bench. He's not in today, so it's quiet. Oh, on the rack for repairs, or at least testing, this is cool. The PH3 from Audio Research, a tube phono preamp. We can't seem to find enough phono preamps, so I'm always excited when one comes in. This one's about 20 years old, but it'll probably test really well and perform to our liking. So that should hit the web in the next week or so. And below it is an SP11. This is a two-piece power supply in the bottom, old tube, full feature, full blown out preamp from Audio Research. This was their flagship, I think in the 90s, and it does have a phono section in it. So don't pay attention to the fact that there's a phono section sitting on top of it. This does in fact have a bunch of tubes just for driving the turntable. This SP11 is waiting to get tested. There's a sneak peek at the back. Here's the umbilical that connects the chassis together. Pretty cool. And then on our waiting rack, we've got all sorts of stuff. Here's a C26. That's one of our favorites. MX110, just waiting for final tuner calibration, I believe. This Audio Research D240 is waiting for some relays to be installed. That's a bear of a job. Common failure on these guys is a relay, but we put a brand new one in and you're good to go for another 30 years. Jadi DAC. The Kyocera is a neat vintage receiver, just waiting for cleaning. And some more stuff up above. Here's our part stash, in case you haven't seen our shop tour. Let me go back this way. One other project we've got cooking right now is this Meridian Media Core. A client of ours has purchased a Sulu system, and he's asked us to transfer the music from this Media Core to it. So we've got a laptop here connected to the network doing the music transfer, selling a fully stocked Sulu's Meridian media player, which is somewhere over here. There it is, right there. Great system, the Sulus. Really easy to navigate and utilize, much better than using your iPhone. So I think that's it. That covers our shop for the month of June. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our channel. It'll keep us motivated to keep bringing you these videos. SkyFiaudio.com, and please turn on notifications. That way you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.